Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. I'm back with the finale of What If Deku Had a Curse and Bless Quirk. If y'all enjoy, like always, make sure to leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Sorry it took so long. I mean, I've been kind of a little bit lollygagging with this channel a little bit. I just been pretty preoccupied, especially now. But we're still here. Don't worry. Sorry I didn't commit to every other day. I missed a day in terms of every other day. But still, we're here. And for now, at least probably for one more week, I will go every other day until I figure out exactly what I want to do schedule-wise. I might do 5 or 4 times a week. I haven't really decided yet. So yeah, we'll see. But I'll keep you all updated on that, of course. And yeah, that's about it. If you want, check links in the description, and let's just get into the finale of the What If. Let's get it. Izuku Midoriya is hidden away, or at least hiding for now, in a base of operations, and he begins searching for some people that he knows he needs to find. And it all starts with one Overhaul. Overhaul, one of the more powerful beings, and frankly one of the more powerful villains in this, well, on Earth and in Japan. Frankly, Overhaul has more impact than many would even believe, especially through the Shia. Izuku would begin walking the streets, gaining information and getting really anything he needs to get. But every time a hero would notice him, know who he is, it's as if he disappeared into nothing. The hero realized that there was really nothing there, and then out of nowhere it was as if he wasn't there in the first place. This is obviously to do with his quirk, using slight bits of his cursed type of energy or cursed type of part of his quirk to basically manipulate things in people's minds. He disappears and reappears in a matter of seconds. He's gone from their mind in an instant, but maybe put in a situation or they remember him in a totally different place. Izuku would use this to get information, get everything that he needed, and it would eventually lead him to something specific. A very, very specific date that the League of Villains actually wanted to meet up with Overhaul. This would lead him to this big warehouse, and Overhaul would be waiting there with a bunch of his cronies. But as he does this, Overhaul gets a bad feeling, telling them all that they should leave now. It seems as if this person, or Shigaraki, is not showing up, and the League of Villains is not either. So they go to leave, but they can't get out. There's no doors, there's nothing even there. Windows are no longer existent, and it seems like the room is closing in on them, quicker and quicker. They try to break through the wall, but it's as if it was solid steel. They can't even, basically can't even put a dent in it. He tries over and over and over again. Nothing is working, their quirks aren't working, and out of nowhere, this giant shadow begins to surround them. Creatures, demons, and monsters alike begin to basically show themselves, reveal themselves, and begin to creep toward Overhaul and a bunch of his partners from the Shia. The curse type of power begins to swarm Overhaul. He tries everything to get out of there, anything at all. He'll do anything. But just as this idea crosses his mind, Izuku enters Overhaul's mind, walking around and speaking with Overhaul himself, asking why he should be forgiven, asking what he's done to actually benefit society. But the more Izuku looks into the thoughts of Overhaul, the more he digs deeper and deeper and deeper, he realizes something. Something within his mind, something within his brain. He realizes that he wants something interesting. He wants to make it so that quirks disappear. He believes that the human body will not be able to keep up with what is at stake. He believes that the human body will not be able to keep up with the power that will creep through. Of course, in a way this is correct. Izuku sees this to be that. But the way he's doing it, wow. Hell should be brought to him, and he should be dragged down into the depths. Because, well, he's doing this all at the expense of a child. A little girl by the name of Eri, and Izuku begins to tear them all apart. mentally, of course, but their bodies would be as if they were potatoes or vegetables. They would lay there, nothing within their brain, tortured from the inside out, and Izuku would take all the curse basically power back within himself. At this point, Izuku can feel power boiling within his skin, and it makes him feel uneasy, as if he's losing the judgment, the true judgment he needs to know what he should be doing. He feels his humanity slowly slipping away from him, but before that happens, he needs to do something quick. He immediately goes to where that little girl is located from the memories that he got from Overhaul, finding Eri, saving her, and bringing her to a place that is better. He gives her the ability to smile. He gives her happy memories after he uses the blessed part of his quirk, balancing out himself once again, but he can feel inside that there's a monster. There is a monster within, but he feels that maybe, just maybe, he can, guide it in the right direction. His quirk is strong, and maybe to an extent Overhaul was correct. Quirks will arise, and show that evolution of quirks is far faster than humans themselves. We have people spraying fire, ice, explosions. Izuku's even different. Far, far different. His power is based on a concept that is theoretical, based on a concept that doesn't actually exist. A blessing cannot be seen in factual statements, cannot be seen as, something out of thin air. He's the embodiment of curses and blesses. I mean, how does that even fathom? How could he even fathom that? How does that even work? And how does he even maintain this level of power throughout his body? And soon he would realize, and soon it would come right to him, that he won't be able to hold that power within. He won't be able to do it forever. He continues his hunt for villainy, continues basically rehabbing villains in an instant, and absolutely changing society for the better. Even after the fact that, All Might would be extremely out of commission, of course, just like normal, it wouldn't even matter. Crime rates would be even lower than what they would be with All Might being in his prime. It's as if crime was going away slowly but surely. But Izuku's mental state was becoming unstable. Izuku's mental state was beginning to crumble. His power began to overwhelm him, and it began to show him certain things and tell him certain things. He would get flashbacks of his past, things that he's seen his mother crashing and dying in a car accident, and many other things happening. His mother's tragedy, his own tragedies. He continues to see these over and over and over and again. Eventually hearing a knock on the door that is basically in this abandoned house that he's at. He goes to the door to basically figure out who it is, and when he opens up, he sees Shoto Todoroki, his brother. Actually, he might not be of blood, but he is his brother. He asks Izuku if he's fine, if he's okay, that people are worried, and Izuku says that he's just fine. All he cares about is the same thing he's been saying forever. He wants all of it to go away. All the pain, all the suffering, every last bit of it. That's what Izuku wants. And out of nowhere, Izuku feels an immense amount of pain within his body. He begins to collapse to the ground, and he looks up towards Shoto as Shoto's body begins to glitch out as if this wasn't even real. Izuku begins to wake up in this dark void of an area. The area is surrounded by these sounds of footsteps, snarling and growling. Izuku is confused. Where is he? He continues to look around, but there's nothing but a dark void until he touches the ground. He touches the ground, and it feels as if everything changes. The mood brightens up, he becomes happy, and the entirety of the room is this translucent like color. It's as if it's transparent and he's seeing the world around him. But at the same time, there's nothing in this room. It's as if he's seeing everything at a whole different plane of existence. Izuku looks on, and through his own eyes, he sees so much more than he could possibly realize. He sees his friends, his mentors, and the people he cares about pass on throughout time itself. It's as if he's watching their lives and he's watching everyone's life at the same time. He's not sure how this is even possible. What's even going on? As he's thinking these things, as he's saying these things, this odd figure shows up behind him, and he begins speaking to Izuku, telling him that yes, society will crumble, and unfortunately quirks could be the reason why. But Izuku himself could be also the reason why it's saved. He tells Izuku something, that he's been here for a long, long time, bearing the curse of this world, but still, everything happens for a reason. He then shows Izuku something, shows him something very odd. He sees Overhaul being captured, defeated, right in the same warehouse that he was in. He sees Shoto dealing with his problems, speaking with his mother, and handling things far quicker than normal canon. He then sees more and more. He sees his friends, or his so-called friend Bakugo, well, being nicer to people, understanding the words he says, but then he shows up at a graveyard. Something odd. And immediately the figure behind Izuku tells him that the power he had, it might have had an option to give curses, and it might have been a blessing. But it wasn't a blessing for himself, and it wasn't a curse either. There was a choice to be made throughout this time. Izuku made that choice. He helped so many. And yes, he used the power of curses and basically this dark power that would draw him in to take down as many people as possible. But all of it was for the betterment of the people around him and for the betterment of the people in the world. This figure refuses or doesn't at all show themselves. It's just this omnipotent figure, as if it was a godly figure itself. Izuku's confused. What is going on? He was alive through all of that. But no, he wasn't. That was not Izuku. Izuku may have caused those things to fall into action, but he was just, well, watching from a different point of view. A point of view that was pure, well, use of this dark power that would allow it to take over him. But it was obvious that Izuku wasn't going to be taken over. He did all of this, but he blessed and basically helped everybody else do this. He helped Bakugo overcome the grief he had when, well, Izuku passed away in the beginning of the story. Izuku might have, well, seemed to go through life the entirety of the way, and in a way he did. But it was different. There's a reason why he can see life and everything that happens in between in a matter of seconds. In a movie-like format, Izuku can see it all. He might have a quirk that is based around cursing and also blessing people, but his power is for a different purpose. This is the purpose. Izuku looks around and sees everything, sees it all, as if he's seeing everything at the same time, and maybe he can truly help and save everyone. Izuku would look back once again, and he would see his mother with a brand new family, the mother that he thought died, and that he lost her forever. The horrible things he had to go through initially. He now understands. He gets it. He's sad that he won't be there with them, but this is what he wanted in the first place. He's always been like this. All he wants is for them to live in peace, and all he wants is for the people he cares about to live on. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And Izuku would watch over them and continue to do so throughout this time. And he would watch on for generations after generations, because as he watches and as he sees everything unfolding, he feels a connection, and he feels as if all of them are family, allowing himself to bless everybody he possibly can and allow this world to be crime-free in a place of peace. There are many versions of this Izuku. Of course, there's infinite amounts. This version of Izuku took the high road. Many others didn't. Many others lost and were consumed by the power and allowed their emotions to overtake them. And that grave that Izuku lays in, well, it wouldn't be filled, because he would be alive using the power of curse itself. But this Izuku is different. Through the heart and soul of everything, Izuku has now transcended the world itself. And now he can watch over everyone all at the same time. All because he was cursed with a quirk that he didn't want in the first place, but it ended up being a blessing. And that is a wrap for What If Deku Had a Cursed and Blessed Quirk. Some of you are probably like, that's not how I thought it was going to go. Yeah, so that's kind of how I had an idea. I'll be honest, a little bit of a nicer ending than I actually intended to initially. It was going to be something very similar to this, but it was a little bit more dark. So this was a little bit more lighthearted. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all really want to see that dark version, I can actually, if you guys really want, I might do that. We'll see. But nonetheless, hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.